All right, first of all, before we get into the podcast, I want to read an email for you guys, right? So listen to this. And this is all your fault, Calvin. It says, hello, G. We as Gino Tamu thoroughly endorse that big men can enjoy whatever drink they want to. It's fine. You can correct me.
You said it correct.
No. Like, that's right, yeah? All right, cool.
Yeah, I like the name Gino Tamu.
Okay, there you go. We love listening to and watching the podcast in our kitchen. So episode 83 was a fun one for us. That means we're 84.
Yeah, this is 84.
Our most popular product being our Baileys, not sponsored, double cupcakes. We'd love to send them over to you to enjoy with whomever you'd want to. Imagine I didn't really read the email properly. She was sending them to me, not to us. Then it's like, if it's fine by you, kindly let us know where and when we can have them delivered. And below is a link to our Instagram page. And they are called Gino Tamu. Now, we have people who keep their word. And she sent them over. Big up Liz. And these. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Okay, hold up. Let me do that.
Wow.
It says the mics are open.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow.
All right, so they have Baileys in them, right?
They have Baileys in them.
I'm good.
You know what? It's fine.
No.
Me,
I'm hungry as...
I'm trying one right now.
Do I pass you one, G?
Can we get some spoons, some little spoons out of the kitchen? Because these look delectable. Look at these. They even come in these little cups.
Bro.
So no.
Give me that.
It's fine. Okay, mics.
Mics is you.
Mics are open.
Give me mics.
They've even put mics on
we're just going to do like a show-off thing.
So basically, and also if you're a small business and you want us to help you out, just let us know. info@thegoodcompany.co.ke. It's not going to be free like for Liz because she's the early adapter, but we'll hook you up, man, because your product could be here. And I'm actually excited about this. So this one says mics. This one says are open. And that one says are open as well. The.
Yeah. Mics are open.
So we can't spell. So you have that one, Mike? No. It doesn't matter. Right. So Liz, what's the name of the company?
Gino Tamu.
Now, in real time, I want you guys to review this.
You finish, Mazi. Me, I'm waiting to dig in banana.
It's got Baileys in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, it's so good.
I endorse the product, but it's got Baileys in it.
The mics are blood clot open. Check.
Select accent for the podcast.
Calvin always late. So, now that we know episode 84, the mics are open, myself, G Money.
And the young.
Big C.
Well, go on, my brothers.
Hey.
Now, I want to start this episode with an apology.
No foreplay. Oh.
No, I have to apologize.
Uh-huh.
So, if you haven't listened to the Monday minisode, you would not have heard the most rude G Money in the history of rudeness. So, I want to apologize because I was in a bad mood on Monday, and I think I kind of took it out on you guys. But I also think you need to give us props for putting out that episode, because many people would have heard that and been like, nah, it's too dark. But we want you to know that not every day we wake up, we feel on top of the world. I want you to know, let me speak for myself. And I wasn't on top of the world on Monday, and I was really moody and all of that stuff. But it's a good listen if you like dark humor.
Look at this message. It says, Kwanzaa the Monday minisode has so many feelings. Man them caught feelings. Haha, I agree.
Because we're real. We don't fake nothing. Yeah. If you feel some type of way, you feel some type of way. There's nothing we can do about it.
But anyway, that's what it is. So
yo, let me
I'm not apologizing.
What do you mean not apologizing?
I feel like it's it's just one of those things. You move.
No. But the reason I felt like I needed to apologize, but I'm not apologizing, is that I think it was great content. But I just think it just shows the layers of who we are. So I'm sorry. Not sorry, kind of vibe.
We had a great conversation. I enjoyed the conversation, bro.
We did. Funny enough, I actually listened back to it right after we put it out. Yeah. But I did skip a part. Yeah. And you guys should never skip a part.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I am going to bed today at 7 p.m.
Bet what?
To bed.
But to bed.
Bed.
I'm going to bed.
Why?
To sleep at 7
Today.
PM.
Oh, man. Bruh. I woke up at 2 a.m. I was up at 2:30 this morning.
Fam, you used to do the morning show, bro. Don't look at... What do you want, sympathy?
No.
I was up at 4 a.m. and...
No. I went to bed, say about 11 and woke up at 2 a.m. But it's that sleep where you're so disturbed. Right? So backstory is this. Everything was going good yesterday, and then I forgot my passcode
Your passcode for what?
to the phone. You know how you'll get like you'll
Wait
switch
a
off the
minute.
phone.
Your phone like is in your passcode.
Yeah, so you know how you switch off. Okay,
Yeah.
this is for guys who use iPhones, right?
Yeah.
When you switch off your phone, you have to put the passcode before you can put in the PIN.
Is your phone not being switched off for that long?
Bro, I don't know. It's clearly.
When's the last time your battery died on you?
I don't know. It's been a while. So here's the thing. But you know, when you're wearing a mask, you always have to put your passcode.
Yes.
But in my head, I confused two numbers.
Right.
And I was so convinced that I knew, like the pattern.
So it locked you out.
9 times.
So for the first time, it tells you, logs you out, tells you, try after 5 minutes. Then it goes to 15. And then it
Goes to
tells
an
you
hour.
an hour. And then
And it says, fuck you. You're
then it
obviously
says, fuck you.
not the
It
owner of
says,
this phone.
Yeah, it says iPhone disabled.
Yes.
Bruh. So at 2 a.m., I'm waking up. I've got a full day of work, right?
Right.
Meetings. I'm thinking, God, guys will call. Fam, I was just so fucking stressed. Bruh, I was even chatting with some lady from Apple.
Apple Care, yeah.
Yeah, Apple Care at 2 a.m. in the
Wow.
morning. She's like, oh, do this, do what?
Nothing.
Hey.
The thing is, I mean, Apple, I won't lie to you. There's a time before everything was linked up with Apple. There's
Yeah.
a time I forgot the password to one of my MacBooks.
Yeah.
My friend. I had to call around the world, fly around the world, do everything. At least you know your shit's secure.
But you know-
But that's
you-
why when people steal iPhones,
You don't really
it's
feel like everything
Fam,
on that phone is secure.
yes.
Bro, let me tell you this. Now,
Completely secure.
Completely.
now I believe the
Damn,
story.
I don't
A
believe
couple of
that,
years
bro.
ago, there was a whole, Andy, I don't know whether you remember this. I was just telling Austin about it. A couple of years ago, the FBI and the CIA were trying to get into
Apple,
a
yeah,
phone.
Apple phone.
There's
Remember
a phone that some
Oh,
terrorist
yeah,
had.
I remember that
And
case.
there was that whole push and shove.
Yeah.
Bro, now I am fucking convinced.
You're convinced.
Yo.
The thing with I don't know about like Android phones, but the thing with iPhones is it's as secure as you are secure.
Yeah.
So for example, it's like, you could lend somebody your laptop. I could give you a laptop or whatever and not log out of it properly. And your iMessage is still going there and blah, blah, blah. So it's not, it's as secure as you are.
Yeah.
But I genuinely believe if somebody steals your iPhone, it's just for parts.
Really is.
It's not like those old school days of flashing the phone and nah, it's just for parts.
So you want to tell me right now, if God forbid, and knock on wood, your phone gets stolen, you have nothing to worry about.
Bro,
So
you
what
can
I
even-
would do is first thing I would do, if as soon as I notice it's missing, I'll go onto my my thing
yeah.
and wipe it. You can wipe it remotely.
Remotely. You can
Fam,
do that.
remember that time I left that phone at home?
Yeah, I remember.
I wiped that shit remotely.
Bruh, true story. Yeah, man. So I was really stressed. So today I just want to go home and nap because, like, let me tell you this. The things, phones are such an extension of who we are.
No, they really are. They really are.
Like,
They really
I
are.
was stressed. I was thinking, geez, these guys, how am I going to contact this? Oh, calls, what? I was like, literally, the phone just came back like, shout out to, once again, Yogesh.
He sorted you.
He's the one who sorted me. You
How?
know what? Bro, I sent a note to the phone. It had the i thingy, the iCloud, what, in the code. I called Yogesh 8 a.m. in the morning. The guy was like, I'll do it for you, Baba. I'm not even charging you nothing.
Yo, I sent
Because I tried.
Your guest needs to make an appearance, a technical appearance on the
I
pod,
sent
bro.
Yogesh a copy of the podcast last week. He was so happy. He's like,
Oh, really?
He
Free
said,
plug.
No wonder he didn't even ask me for anything.
He actually said in his words were, you guys support me. It goes. You guys support us the way someone supports their family. So
Bruh.
shout out to Yogesh, Diamond Plaza.
Yeah, man.
He's the plug when it comes to any electronics. As a
Because I
matter of
asked
fact,
him.
these cameras are from Yogesh.
Because I asked him, true story, because I
Yogesh.
asked him in the morning, how much you gonna charge me? Because at that point I was just like, whatever
It
amount of
costs,
money,
man.
Yeah.
just fucking sort it out. He was like, no charge. No wonder. So you sent it.
I sent him the video,
okay,
yeah.
cool. Thank you.
So here's the thing, but remember, I still owe him 6K. Like, but here's how I want to ask, and this is something that I've been trying to do this week, right? I think that I'm gonna make a concerted effort to spend less time with my phone. I've started to sleep with the phone outside of the room, which is for me that's
You
like
feel tingly.
no.
You didn't feel tingly.
Fam, I went to bed at like 9:30 yesterday and I slept well. And then I have a new thing now. Going to work in the morning,
you don't.
I don't check social media. I mean, I might tweet before I leave the house, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't. I keep my mind clear on that drive to work. Because this morning I even drove the long way to work, like 25 minutes to get to work.
I used to
take
do
like 10
that a
minutes.
lot. I used to
Yeah.
do that a lot. It actually clears your head quite a bit.
Yeah.
And in terms of like, if you're trying to focus on the day, it helps. That's the one thing that we took from Charlemagne, huh?
He's a prick though. But anyway,
There's a screenshot Calvin dropped in our group. I don't know if it's safe to bring it out here.
Yeah, it was one of
You
our
got a
listeners
DM,
actually.
yeah. You
sent
wanna
us-
read the DM?
Yeah, so it's from a lady called Njeri Gaduda. She said, "Hi, Big C. I don't know if you've seen, there's a lady called Ivy, right? From
Okay.
over 25. So she did some Insta stories and they were revolving around career options and how much people earn in their respective fields. This sparked a few thoughts to me. How do you know when you're on the right career path? How do you know when it's time to transition to another career? Is there a point in life we get to, we feel content with where we're at in terms of our career? I'd like to hear your views on this on the mics are open. You know, you guys demystify all things careers, and I hope this is a topic you'd consider discussing.
do you know what's crazy about that? When I was driving today to come back from town, I said I was going to randomly ask you guys each, what do you think your purpose in life is? Not your passion, what your purpose is. Why are you here? Outside of family, outside of raising kids, like why? What is your purpose on the planet? And I think that ties in a bit with what that person says.
Yeah.
Because if you think about careers, right? The idea of being in a career that I hate scared the hell out of me when I was coming up.
Yeah.
So for me, I always wanted my career to be in line with my passion. And thankfully, I'm one of those people whose passion and career has been on the same page. You get me?
Yeah.
So I think for me, when it comes to choosing a career, the biggest danger, and I see so many people falling into that trap, is, and I say even myself to a certain extent, is staying one place too long. You get me? So the thing about it is, it's like the cupcakes that we had earlier. There are like 15 cupcakes in there, all different flavors, right? Mostly Baileys, but we won't get into that, right? All different flavors, right? Fam, can you imagine you have a box of cupcakes in front of you, but you just choose to eat the one with the white chocolate? There's strawberries. They're all cakes. They could all be parts of your career, passion points, jobs, situations, building businesses that you build. But if you spend so many years in one place, then you're taking time away from you building your own passion. You understand? I mean, I think about career, and I've thought about my own career recently a lot. And one thing that's really dawned on me. Do you know why I've had to work so hard? I've had to work so hard because I spent so much time working for other people. So you see, the thing about it is, whereas we've been doing our business, our other business, the other stuff that we do away from our job, right? Can you imagine if for the last 20 years or 15 years, you directed all your energy into your own thing? What we've had to do, and what our parents did, and what some of our parents did and continue to do, we still do the other person's job while doing our own hustle, and then wonder why we're tired. You get me?
Yeah.
Because if I was to take radio out of the equation and just concentrate on the other stuff that I do, bro, you realize how much free time I would have.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I don't think I'd be able to do afternoon radio.
Oh, yeah.
Because at least, luckily for us who have done morning radio for so long, once you finish at 10 o'clock, you have the rest of the day to hustle on your own stuff.
Yeah.
But can you imagine that waking up at like 10 o'clock and then in the middle of the afternoon, 3 o'clock, you have to drive across a crowded... Like, no, I'm being real.
But you know, but I like how you've put it. You've said things that are very wealthy in terms of knowledge that you've dropped. Bruh, I've now gotten to a point in my life where every move that I make, I'm willing to take the risk.
Right.
Yeah? Because I've realized you can't exist in a comfortable pattern.
Comfort, yeah. Growth takes place outside the comfort zone.
Yeah. Literally, you have to think, okay, cool, so I'm good at this. I have to be. different at this. You get like a case
You know
in
about
point.
knocking the table though, but go on.
Yeah. You know, two people that I've always looked at, and I think we've discussed this. There's two guys who are big in the fintech industry
Right.
in Kenya.
With Eddie and
the Ndichu brothers, bro.
what's his name? Eddie and
Paul.
Paul. There you go. Paul. Yeah, Paul.
Fam, I remember a time these guys used to work at this bank, used to work at that bank, used to work in this level,
That level.
I have never
Kept
seen.
moving. They used to be my neighbors.
Yeah. I've never seen guys who've assassinated
The
careers
industry,
like
like-
they have.
yeah.
Like
Kept
they were
it
like,
moving.
We will come to you and you guys will pay us for what we're good at.
Yeah.
That mentality right there, that shit, it's always been there at the back of my head. And I feel that I'm at that point in life. If I'm putting my name to something, bruh, it's not about what do you call it? It's not about I'm doing you a favor or I'm trying to help
You're
your company.
paying me
or
for what I'm worth.
Bruh, yes, because at the end of the day, especially in this thing that we do, let me use the podcast as an example. There's so many guys who watch it. So you've seen the
Yeah.
screenshots and everything, right? Guys are watching us. There's so many people who admire us, right?
Right.
So we always have to keep moving and evolving.
Right.
You get? So we used to do audio. We decided to experiment with video.
Stop. We used to do audio on
Yes.
a Behringer mixer.
Mixer, yeah.
Hello,
way
my
back when.
friends.
Yeah.
With C1 microphones. All right.
Yeah, so you see all of that
Then you
evolution.
went to we went to the roadcaster. Then we built the studio.
Yeah.
Then we invested in new mics.
Yes.
Then we bought cameras. And then we keep on putting. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
That whole process like
And that was a humble flex. But go on.
That whole process like that. You know when you think about it, everybody's going to come ask us, okay, cool. How do you guys do your audio? Cool. This is how we do it. How do you guys do your guys are learning. So if we sat there and said, okay, we're comfortable. We
Right.
get these numbers every week.
But you know what? Yeah, that's true. And the numbers are going up. Thank you very much in these hard times.
You get what
They're
I
still
mean?
going up.
And
But
let me wrap up. Fam, the one thing that I've come to realize is, like how these coaches in football, they know when they can tell the time's about.
it's time
done.
to bounce. Yeah.
It's time to move.
Yeah.
That's that shit that a lot of people don't have
yeah.
luxury in terms of careers and what. But just to quote something that 50 Cent said in his book, and I think we've mentioned this
Yeah.
before, you're your own fucking salesperson.
Yeah. I feel that. And also, I wanted at this point, since I didn't know, I had not seen that screenshot.
Yeah.
It's ironic that on the desk, if you're watching us on YouTube, we have a cap on the desk, and it's a Homeboys cap. I had a meeting with Mike Bar from Homeboys during
Chairman.
the week. Our boss, the governor.
Yeah.
And if there's one person who's evolved over these years, my God,
Yeah.
study that man's career.
Fam, there's places like I'll go for a meeting. Well, obviously, over the years, right? And I'd sit with like guys who are older, and they'd say, "Oh yeah, you work at Homeboys." Well, used to. Yeah. You work at Homeboys, and they're like, "Oh, Microbar.
Yeah.
He used to do.
This.
They used to throw gigs in the coffee plantations.
this.
What?
Oh,
and you're
man.
just like, fam,
Yeah,
guys.
man.
The transition, how they give man props. From that, throwing small parties
From here to there.
yeah, doing the sound themselves, the
Yeah.
wiring and what.
And and it's funny. It's so crazy that message is how we started the podcast, because I put the Homeboys hat on the desk because I just thought to myself, right? We look outside of Kenya so many times for examples.
Yeah.
The 50 Cent book, the Warren Buffett, the Jeff
Jeff
Bezos,
Bezos, yeah.
the
All of them.
Bill
Elon
Gates.
Musk.
yeah,
And sometimes we have these people who have achieved crazy shit right under our noses,
they're within, bro.
Yeah, man.
Now,
So let's give him his flowers while it's like big up Microbar, man, the boss.
Yo.
There's an analogy you've used before we move from this conversation. Shout out to Gino Tamu once again. The cupcakes in one box, yeah? And I love the approach that you guys are presenting right now, because there's so many people who, when they're looking at career or when they're looking at what I can do in future, they don't consider many options to be an option.
Right.
They feel like I'm hell-bent on achieving this one goal, and if this doesn't work out, then it's a wrap, it's over for me. They don't think that, hey, maybe I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I can try both of them at the same time. I'm passionate about this, but I also have fun doing this and that. As you said, different points where you are like, I'm passionate about this, I can venture into this, and do them simultaneously at the same time. So I feel like most guys my age are not, or maybe even younger, are not thinking like that. They're thinking, I'm grabbing onto this one thing that I studied
And I'm
in
holding
uni
it.
for, and I'm holding onto it. I'm not so passionate about it. My parents maybe forced me to study this. Now I have to do it. They don't feel like they can break out of it. But we haven't answered this question, bro. When do you feel like it's time to switch careers?
When
Are we talking about switch jobs or switch careers?
Careers. Like she's asked, how do you know when it's time to transition to another career?
not everybody has the word, lack of a better word, privilege to switch to other careers, right? But like say for instance, for me, my daughter's mom, right? She works in she's in the government, right? But she's always been super creative. Like when I even remember from uni days, she was always like, everything about like Bohemian Rhapsody. She taught me all about that,
Right.
And her poetry and all of those different kind of.
illuminated you.
Yeah, you know, she's very creative. Then she ended up in that sector, and then for me, who went on to this creative sector, and she's always like, bruh, I still want to be able to go
And switch into
and
that creative
switch into
space.
all of that. But she's invested
So much time.
so much time in this, right? So for her to come towards this is a bit tricky.
Yeah, I get it, and I think maybe that's actually why so many people end up creating their own business. I think so many people create businesses to
kind of
fulfill
feed that. Yes.
that side of things.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I think it's hella interesting. I mean, I've only switched career once, and because radio is my passion, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when I worked in advertising, I knew it was time to switch when I went into the office one day and I switched on the computer. I like, nah, I can't do this no more.
No, yeah.
And
what I mean?
when I used to do, it's been a while since I went for therapy sessions or that. There's something my former therapist told me once when she asked me to write down my values, where I want to be in life in 3 years, 5 years, all of that. And I remember when I brought back my answers,
Yeah.
we read through them, she aligned them. And then she told me, it's okay for you to come back next week and feel different about you wanting to achieve this. That being said, you could be, 5 years deep into your career and cold turkey, maybe one day you wake up and you feel, you know what? Nah, this doesn't feel
Work
like
for
my
me.
purpose anymore. This doesn't feel like
And it's okay.
I'm serving what I'm meant to be serving right now. It's really okay.
I think one of the things that personally works for me is targets. Like I'm one
Very important.
I have actually come to notice it, right? I always visualize something that I want, then I put it out.
Right,
So that like now you guys will always be like, but you said you were going to.
right.
So that the fact that I know this homies will be like,
Accountability.
yeah,
Very important.
You get?
And sorry to jump in there.
Yeah.
Do you have people around you who keep you accountable?
Yeah. So the fact that when I'm like, cool, I want to achieve this, and I put it out there, and now in my head I'm like, fighting my own battle of like, shit, you need to achieve this, you're ready, and I'm not doing it for you lot. It's for me because I put it out there because I'm the one who conceptualized it, right?
Right.
So that kind of does work for me. So for you who's out there thinking, cool, I want to map out something, I want to change, I want to go for it.
Let me tell you, and it's so important to write things down, man, and put things out there. For example, like even we're filming here. I call this my magic whiteboard. So whenever if you come into this house, and I might talk to you about whatever, if it's on the whiteboard, just know
It's important.
it's important.
Yeah.
And that's me mapping it out, and I'm gonna make it happen. So put it out there and try to surround yourself with people who keep you accountable. Like, for example, that's one of the reasons why me and Kev from The Good Company are such good friends. Because we met with him trying to keep me accountable in something. I was like, who are you?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the way.
Now, bro, let's move on from that. Fam, I have a story. Bro, how would you feel? And I just need to put this out there, bruv. Let's say you've lent somebody some money, bro.
Yeah.
And we know it's COVID times and we know kind of things are rough, but you lent them the money before COVID, fam. and it's not. We're not talking about like a small amount of money. Like this was a business to business loan, you know, and they haven't
B2B.
paid B2B, right?
Yeah.
They haven't paid the money back because you know you've worked with them. You have a relationship, star. Is it wrong for me to see those niggas buying Jordans in Dubai and they owe me money? I just need to know.
And you feel some type of way about it.
Yes. Because the amount of money that I've lent you can buy you many pairs of Jordans. But just the fact that you have the balls to be stunting on the gram in Dubai.
No. Here's the thing.
Specific.
Am I wrong?
Yo,
That was specific.
clout is a hell of a drag, bro. If you owe anyone money, fam,
Chill.
chill the fuck out. Don't
Maybe-
be out here stunning.
No, maybe
You know what I mean?
maybe he's using money to make money.
No.
Mate,
no.
just
Yo,
maybe I'm
listen,
playing
let me
devil's
tell you
advocate
this,
right here,
especially,
man.
let me
Just
tell
maybe.
you, business to business, fam, you can have loot to support the business, but a lot of businesses go borrow money.
Yeah.
There's ups and there's downs.
Of course.
All businesses, by the way,
Borrow money.
from banks, from what? Literally. But proper businessmen know that. Fam, I can't owe you 10 million and I
Bro.
go pick up a fucking new Mercedes.
How do you
Nigga,
think?
what?
How do you think it feels, right? When Kev sees
Yeah.
your shit on Instagram, knowing that a check was written for this amount of money
Yes.
from the company to you,
Yeah.
and you're out there in Dubai stunting. Nah, fam.
That shit's not nice.
So how
It's
you
not.
handling it? Also, have you ever gotten to
And
a
I
point
got
where
blue ticks when I was when I was trying to have a conversation.
yo, that's okay.
Fam.
Has it ever gotten to a point for you where someone or maybe even a company owes you money?
Yeah,
To a point where you're like, you know what?
forget it,
Forget it. Just stay with the money.
fam.
It's been too long.
Do you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, like I have written off loans before. Yeah, we've written off loans before, and yeah, there are companies who have owed me money in the past who didn't pay me.
I hate it when that happens.
Yes, there are companies out there who owe me money for jobs that we have done. Do you know any of them, Andy?
A couple.
Right,
I could
okay.
mention a couple.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, and then you, whatever. But,
There's companies that don't want to reply
Why
to
do
my
corporates do
emails.
that?
but
by
wait.
the way? Why
Wait.
do they do
Wait.
that, bro?
But the thing about it is, yeah, hold on. Cheeky's ringing. Let me just tell him I'm recording the podcast. Hey, Cheeky, I'm just recording the podcast. I know I need to call you back. I'm calling you straight back. Big up Cheeky, BN's wife. Cheeky, do you want to no, wait. Do you
Why
want
do you
to
have to
do you want to
plug her like
advertise
that,
anything
bro?
on the podcast? Do you want me to tell these guys anything? What's that? She's a boss bitch. A boss bitch. Oh, let me put you on loudspeaker so that so you can tell them what's up.
Let me tell them.
Yeah, go on.
Dance mentor, dancer, CEO, content creator. Holler at me for any events that require dance or involve dance in any way, shape, or form.
But can you cook? Bye. So anyway, big up Cheeky, big up BN, big up. And now Cheeky's a hustler. Yo, and she's one person when it comes to like employment. She is not scared to walk away. See, she walked away from that radio station the other day. She was like, "Gee, you know what? I'm done."
She did.
Gone.
Yeah.
Cheeky don't play. This is about the third media house Cheeky has walked away from.
Yeah, that's
Shout
the
out
way.
to Cheeky Karuka. Make sure you put her Instagram on the edit, Grouchy.
Know
So
your
what we were
worth.
saying before, we were saying these guys owe you money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get that, you know, sometimes companies take, I don't know why they take so long to owe money, but I do know because as a business owner, I do know sometimes we can't pay as quickly as we will because your income outcome flows, whatever.
Yeah.
But okay.
6 months, you're taking the piss.
Exactly. And this is the thing, yeah. The energy that you approach me with as a company or as a brand to get my services, please maintain the same energy when it comes to reciprocating your end of the deal, holding your end of the
Fam,
deal.
Yeah.
Keep the same energy, bro.
When I used to work elsewhere, there's a time when I used to have so much bad debts or people owe me money, and for me, I used to have a strategy that when I wake up in a bad mood, I just take out on people.
Anyone who owes you money. That's a
You
bad
about to
day.
lose
Yeah,
your
it's like, yeah, okay, so but it's weird, but also I think that, you know, it comes with a level of integrity, you know. And the problem is, I don't think the problem is when someone has money for you. I don't think in 9 times out of 10 the money is not the problem. I think 9 times out of 10 the problem is communication.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I've learned that if I have money for you, rarely. If I have money for you, apart from Yogesh, if I have money for you, right? Even Yogesh, by the way, if there's times when I've owed Yogesh even 40, 50 G's, yeah? And if I know, like it's running like a week and a half, I drop him a text and like, boss, big man,
He'll understand.
end of the week, I got you. Communication. The issue is that people do not communicate. They go silent. And that's the thing about it is, I think that's what annoys you. Because if I say to you, Andy, you know what? I know I promised to give you this money on Monday, right? But genuinely, I don't have it. I'm still hustling. Just give me a couple more weeks. I got you. Fam, what can you say?
I think it's an ego thing that makes guys do that. Like, you told someone, by this date, you shall have your money back. That date approaches and you're like, damn. And no money is only as good as his word. So they feel some type of way coming back to you empty-handed. Like, what am I going to tell G now?
Yeah.
So I've actually seen this happen. Someone owes someone something, maybe not money, but they're like, I can't start talking to this person right now because I know what they want and they don't have what they want. So I can't even talk to them.
All right, hold on. The Global's calling. Hello? Oh, you're at the gate, yeah? All right, cool. All right, sorry. I swear to God that Global needs to advertise on this.
Shout out to
What
Steve,
time?
man.
Shout
Steve,
out to Global.
Return
It
those
just
goddamn calls.
Seems we always be Global and stuff during the podcast. For real, but I just think at the end of the day, like if you owe somebody money out there and it's December and it's a different kind of December, it's a kind of December that we've never experienced, just please be that person. Can you give us one of those bottles of water, yeah? You can just speed up, not the big one though, there should be a carton there, yeah? Safe. Yeah, just be that person who communicates. It's December. Everyone, there's nobody who's not been affected by COVID.
How do you wipe an iPhone? You say reset all settings?
Reset all settings, yeah. Okay. It's going to ask you for your PIN number then, so don't.
The one you forgot.
Don't what you forgot, yeah? So, cheers. Thanks. Big up Austin. All right, cool. So, the way I wanted this water, blood clot. Ran out of water,
We're
boy.
back!
Man's back on iPhone, he's happy.
No,
right.
well, so it's a different one.
Can we go back to my original question?
Oh,
your purpose.
Our purpose.
Or purpose.
What do you think your purpose in life is?
Man, bro, that's a deep question, man. I wouldn't even lie. I feel like, obviously, I haven't achieved it, but I'm making strides towards it. Bro, I think, man, do I have the mental fortitude to actually answer that?
It's a deep.
Okay.
I'm not gonna rush you to think about it.
Cause
we can revisit in a couple of weeks. Just think about
purpose, you know, purpose is different, right?
It's deep,
There's people who just want to be family men,
right?
and grow a family and do
Yep.
all of that.
I wanna ask something about that rather. Is it bad if someone's vision of what they want in life doesn't fit into your own definition of that guy is ambitious? Is there anything wrong
Is it
with
okay?
that?
Is it okay to chart your own course, basically?
Yeah, is it okay? For
Yeah, it's
example,
fine.
as Calvin has said, there's someone out there who feels like his sole purpose in life is just to get a family.
Yeah,
I beg you
Like-
to turn that label around, even though people know which
shit,
company
sorry.
it is.
ain't no plague.
No free pies around here.
Yeah. So is there anything wrong with that? For example, you G Money, you might want to start your own media conglomerate or something like that. And there's someone out there who feels like, I only need to open one kiosk in this estate, and that's my purpose.
That's a really good.
I'll make everybody in this hood happy.
That's a really good
funny enough,
question.
right? I had the same thought to myself. I think today morning, and I was what I'm currently doing right now is I'm trying to put 2 and 2 things for 2021 just to be ready, because I don't think humans can really get to 2 years of just
Sitting
a
around
slump.
doing nothing. Yeah,
You know what I mean? So in my head, I was like, there's so many things 2020's taught me and what I want to achieve. And I had to slap myself. I was like, the settings, I wanted a couple of things to settle. And I was feeling that I'm going to be comfortable with those 2 things settling. Then in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is your ambition?
why are you limiting yourself?
You know, right? Like, I was like, bro, you know yourself. After that, you're just going to be like, okay, cool. I need to build more and create more.
Right.
So you see, it's one of those things where ambition is priceless first and foremost, but it also depends with your environment. Also, kind of always
100%.
yeah,
Yes,
it
yes.
always does. Yeah,
Well, let me add something to that, right? When it comes, I'm super cautious when it comes to business, somewhat life, not so much life, but I'm a very cautious. I think a lot, right?
Yeah.
So the other day, I was having. All right, let me go back a bit. You know, my brother asked me, "Is there anything I needed?" Right at some time when some business had paid off for him, and I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." You know what I mean? And everyone was laughing at me. They were like, "Dude, X5, this, that, you're a joker." Anyway, but a conversation came out of that where Kevin said to me that God will bless you as far as you can see. You get? So I think what happens is, for example, let's just say you have 2 million shillings and some equipment you need costs 1.5 or 1.7. You say to yourself, bah, nah, you know what? No, you know what? Let me just hold on to this money. I'm not going to spend this money. Because you think that's everything you can get.
Yeah.
Whereas you could spend that money and before you know it, it turns into
Something.
twice as much.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things that I've learned, and I've struggled with it, but I'm learning now, is to take those risks and not always be thinking about the worst that could happen, you know, and give yourself targets. And I give another example. When Kevin and I started the business and we set ourselves a target for turnover for the first year, right? And I said a very conservative figure, just like a couple million. And he was like, what? Hey, first year, didn't hit none of that, right? But in the second year, when I look at the figure that I'd given, my conservative figure, not out of the park, easy. Like, it was like,
Those couple of
why
millions.
was I limiting myself to think that
Yeah.
this would have been okay when that would have been much better? You know what I'm trying to say?
You know, when you say that, it boils down to a conversation that a lot of our audience have. A lot. When you're seated in HR's office and then you've passed the interview, everything's nice, and then they ask you, how much should we pay you?
Yeah.
What's your worth?
What's your worth?
And you're just like, you know,
By the way, I don't think that employers should be allowed to ask you that question.
fam,
I think
it happens a lot.
It happens a lot. But you know
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say? I think at the end of the day, a politician knows how much his salary is.
Yeah.
So I think, let's just say, for example, you're going to be a teacher. There should be bands of what you get. So if you're going as an entry level, this.
Just like how footballers.
Right? So the
Yeah.
thing about it is, I think to myself, like, if I'm applying for a job in this clerical department or whatever, there should be a pay grade for that job. This thing of how much you want to be paid,
Yeah.
it's like a lottery.
Yeah, it's like how government does it, right? If you're a teacher, they have like different job grades, right? They tell you if you're in job grade M, what, if you're like a principal or something, you are supposed to be in this category. So you'll never have, or if you're a PS, if you're a PS in this job group, or you work in government in this job group, all of you guys are kind of balanced out. So
Yeah.
that definitely happens. I'm forgetting, there's a point I wanted to say. So we were talking about?
Can I butt in as you try to remember? There's something you've mentioned, Calvin. Being affected by your environment.
Yeah.
I can state this for a fact. Since I was young until a certain age, I never used to think big about things. You know, because my environment showed me, oh, this is how far you can go. Someone of, you know, your caliber, this is how far you can go. If you dare to dream, this is how far you can go. And in my home, you know, you don't really think about it. It's something normal. It's not something that, man, why don't I think about bigger things or greater things?
Yeah.
Until I started making friends from different backgrounds. You get, you start seeing how people live different.
How people from long money operate, how they live their lives. You get me? And slowly your mind starts to open up like a flower. You get? So this environment thing can affect you both ways.
Right.
For example, I can say that where I'm at right now, it's the friends that I have made and the friendships that I have made, plus, of course, you know, my work environment,
Right.
that I'm able to think of things that Andy 5 years ago wouldn't even dare think about.
Right.
Yeah, so I feel like that was a very important note to put a pin to.
Yes, I remember where I wanted to go. So backstory is this, right? So yesterday I had an idea. I started thinking about it in the morning. Then I dropped it to you guys in the group. So we were thinking about where to shoot the mics are open.
Right.
This particular episode. And in my head, I walked into that scenario knowing it could either be a yes or a no, but I want it to be a yes. And boom, I was prepared for whatever scenario. Like I was going into fucking pitch.
What do you
I
have to
had
lose?
the document, what. Bro, I walked into that place and I told them this is what we do, what. The guy was like, okay.
Just like that.
I
Just like
went
that.
in.
You went into for war?
War. Bro.
Right,
But
right.
you know, here's the thing. The thought that I said, listen, I am actually going for this thing. The fact that I woke up and I was like, I'm going for it. That's something a lot of people don't do.
Right.
The fact that you're like, nah, maybe they're going to say no.
Right.
Maybe they're
but
going to
also, that's why a lot of people worry themselves to death.
Yeah.
Because you end up worrying about what if.
Yeah.
And
those
you worry about what if this happens, what if that happens. And you know
Yeah.
what? 9 times out of 10 it doesn't happen. And the one chance that it does happen, you're like, was that it?
Yeah.
You know
Let me
what I mean?
tell you, that's the one thing that, you know, when I thank God about myself, that's the one thing I know that I'm really good at. The fact that I can just be like, fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? That's it. You know, at times you go in for places, especially like me and him in business and all. You go in thinking, oh my God, this is not going to work. You end up actually
Defeating yourself.
defeating yourself.
That's
And
the
these
energy
guys
you
are
put out
looking,
there.
these guys were actually more afraid of you
Then you,
than you actually were. You get? And so in a very long way, we've answered her question.
Yeah, extensively.
Extensively.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Been a whole porn, man.
we needed some stupid shit.
Yeah, we need to do some stupid shit. Oh, by the way, I want you to think about that passion thing, purpose thing.
yeah.
Let's
That's
let's
very-
revisit that in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, I want to know your
I think-
purpose as well.
I think
And you too.
No, not career wise.
No, purpose, your life purpose.
I know mine.
What is your life purpose?
I think. Oh,
You all will think I'm being, I don't know what to use, even corny or something of the sort. But this is as real can get. So,
okay. Proceed.
my purpose is to love.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Everything I do, that's
You
the
do- you do-
translation.
You're doing it from a position of love.
Everything I do, that's the translation.
That's,
Love.
that's beautiful.
People's love.
I like that.
Yeah.
We got another Instagram DM. It said it's from someone called Faustin Abiz. I hope I said your name correct.
Right.
So it has 3 people.
Uh-huh.
It says Calvin's the type of guy that you want to date cause of his banter and vibe, but once you get to know him, you're like, nope. He seems very snobbish.
Wow.
Andy, anytime. He's my type. I dig that. The guy is cool and his playlists hip hop, fire flames.
Oh, wow.
Andy Young, anytime, any day, he can get it forever.
I see no lie.
Number 3, G Money is the guy I'd make my best friend. He's a legit mood. Fam.
So basically, friend zone.
And the message before that said,
friend.
it was literally, so here's the thing. You guys should always send us your feedback. And I'm always checking my requests nowadays because I feel like a lot of people that I don't follow and everything, I'm always checking it out. But the message after that said, I introduced my friends to the mics are open and above were her observations.
Let me ask you.
Man, that shit hurt me, bro.
Why?
Let me ask you a question.
She said I'm a snob. Do you know that's
G got
one
the
of my...
best friend zone, man.
I got a friend, and I'm cool with
Not
that.
just the friend zone, the best friend zone. But that's a very important zone, especially for you.
Let me ask you a question though. Like, what does the mics are open mean to you?
Are you asking us?
I'm being
or
deep
to-
today. I'm
to
asking
her?
you and everybody. I want everyone to write in the comments on SoundCloud and wherever else you can write. Castbox, big up Castbox, Spotify, everyone. What does this podcast mean to you?
This is me chilling with my pals, my boys, my homies, just chopping it up. And we've been in a space where we are very restricted in terms now radio. That is
Yeah.
expressing your thoughts, how you're putting yourself out there, your image and everything. And there's that part of you that yearns to just be out there, but that's not the channel. I feel like this is it. And it's more than just 3 guys sitting down and talking about stuff like from, their own perspectives. It's also about engaging with our guys out there. You got
Right,
something?
right. No. I'm listening. Calvin.
Yeah.
The mics are open for me represents I think it's not really even about ourselves. It's more about the people who listen. Because every single time, true story, the other day I'm driving past my office, literally 2 days ago. Had a bit of a headache, so I pulled up right next to like a random kiosk.
Right.
And I'm telling the kiosk man, I've illegally packed.
Right.
And I'm telling the guy, hey, could you give me like 2 pairs of Maramoja? And then there was an old lady who was there buying. So I was like, out of respect, whatever she was buying, I'll pay for it for her to just pass me there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because she was an older woman. And as I'm doing all of that, 2 homies pull up by my side like it's a like
But we joked.
joke or something.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, the mics are open. I'm like, yo. But I'm like, wow. So the fact that we've impacted so many people with the conversations, all of that, you
Right.
can never take that away. So for me, it's always been, it's something that we started not knowing. Like to what extent it will get to. So for me, it's more about the people, the feedback, the constant
Yeah.
word. People saying that, oh, I learned this from you guys, or your idea gave me this perception of what. Yeah, the people, bro.
Do you know what's crazy? Do you know what, for me, the mics are open means and what I envisage it to achieve? I've always just wanted, obviously, somewhere to express ourselves and for people to express, but also to empower people to tell stories as well. Now, we're not the kind of podcast that has, 1 trillion guests and all that stuff here, but I've always wanted us to be the podcast that people would listen to and say, I want to do that. You get me? I wanted to create a space where for people to tell their stories, because I think that sometimes, as we go into this new normal and all that stuff, I'm telling guys, you can do all the music programming you want to do on this planet, from whatever TV channels, radio stations and everything. People want to hear real conversations.
Yeah.
And conversations that can't necessarily fit into 90 seconds. You know what I'm trying to say?
Or 30.
In your case. Oh man. But yeah, that's basically, I just wondered, like, that's what, because I just think that we're in such a good place to tell stories and get people to tell stories, because I always get inboxed by other podcasts, gee, listen to this. And I always try to listen and give some feedback. And sometimes I send them to you to listen to.
Yeah.
And if guys knew how much, generally, if guys knew how much content we consume that is not ours. We listen to everyone's pod.
Sometimes you talk more about other people's work than our own work.
So shout out.
It's madness.
Shout out all the
long
podcasters. Shout out Surviving Nairobi, the Sandwich Podcast. Shout out IRIP, taking a little break. Shout going out to Kingship, that's Ruby's podcast, Adele's podcast.
That's so haram.
Yes.
Yeah, haram.
There's a
bro.
Kikuyu podcast as well. I don't know the name of it, but I know it's very, very popular as well. So
word.
yeah. It's
dope.
very popular. Yeah, it's in Kikuyu.
There's a lot, man. So
There's so many.
Yeah,
man.
Shout out to Uncensored by
Uncensored,
Roberto.
Alberto as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, Alberto, man. Shout out to Alberto. Man's he's got vision.
Yep.
I like
Yeah,
that. He's
yeah.
very persistent.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So all of the guys getting into the space, and
Yeah, man. There's one other podcast I wanted to big up, but go on. I'll find
I
them.
had a very interesting conversation about it. One of the things that I'm always trying to do is, and I'll never be apologetic about this, is breaking the barrier, especially in terms of like guys in the advertising space, especially me coming from that whole end where I know traditionally there's always been a lot of media spend that goes towards TV stations and radio stations, but it's not, unfortunately not, but bruh, it's getting to a point where
undeniable. It's undeniable.
It's now, the time is now. Bro, when I think about 2014, when we were out there doing the Unverified podcast and you could never step into an agency and tell them, yo, Wagwan.
Yeah.
That's deep. And all the brands who feel a bit shy, oh, how am I going to do it? Bro,
It's changing.
the retention on podcasting. Let me tell you this. Let me keep it 100. it's hard to find a radio show that has people listening from point A
To point B.
to point B.
Yep.
And by that I mean 6
Throughout.
to 10, what. But on the podcast, you're able to get,
Yes.
yeah?
And also,
You're
and
literally about
1 hour in.
1 hour
Yeah,
in
and you're still
with
guys are still
listeners
there.
getting
Yeah.
retention of 95%. Tell me you don't want to be on that.
So this podcast I wanted to big up. It's called let me just go. First of all, let me read a message. It says, "Hey G, this is our 4K video version of the podcast on YouTube. So applaud to these guys." And it's like, are we losing this? This is just an episode. Are we losing our girlfriends? In this episode, we discuss why we're losing our girlfriends to older men. So it's two young guys do the podcast. So shout out to, I don't know what podcast, Marsh and Doften. I don't know what their name is. It says, oh, it's Brotherhood Booth.
Send
And
that
it's
to
like a
me.
Kikuyu pod.
No, this is just some youths. Look, but like the fact that they've gone out of their way to, you know,
Oh,
like
wow.
that.
sit there 4K. I
Everything.
love it. So big up that.
Yo, we can't forget the one you and I were discussing.
Which one is that?
Those two lads out in Trukana.
Oh,
My
yes.
God.
Trukana.
Fam,
What's it called again? It's live from Trukana.
like something like that. Fam,
Yeah.
I've spoken about them to a couple of people. I'm so impressed
I'm
by
so
the fact
happy.
that you're out in Trukana. You know, the whole
By
perception
the
that we
way-
always have of if you're in Dadaab, if you're in Trukana, all you're really thinking about is the hardships and everything. And these guys actually have a pod they're
Yes.
putting out.
I
And
agree.
it sounds
I
good.
agree. It's a very good podcast,
Very.
and he even posted on his Instagram the equipment that they're using.
Yeah.
So we are gonna, and I'll put this out there, we're gonna send these guys a podcasting kit, just to
in the
help them
car.
out. Like, yeah, we're gonna sort out. Actually, when I showed it to Mike yesterday, Mike was blown away. By the way,
Yeah?
So shout out to Malik. It's called Straight Out of Trukana.
Yep, that's
There
the
you
one.
go. So look for it on Spotify, and it's on Anchor, and it's on Facebook as well. So look out for that podcast.
There's another pod I need to plug. It's called Hadithi Pod. It will be launching on the 12th of December. I
Right.
listened to the pilot episode and I am in. Like, I love the different approaches people are using to do podcasting, because the number one question that anyone who is getting into podcasting is asking is, what should I talk about?
Right.
What isn't being addressed? You know, what's no one talking about? And just seeing how creative people can get, I'm here for this.
Right. And for all of the podcasters, hit us up, send us your links, because like I said, we consume so much content and we're always going to have an ear to tell you X, Y, or Z. And in the new year, God willing, let's intentionally create a forum where we can all sit down, break bread, swap ideas, and share our stories.
True story.
Bruh, before we wrap, because we've been going on for quite a while, yeah? Bro, do you know what I Googled yesterday? I Googled things that have happened in 2020.
Why
Right.
would you do that?
Bro, because you know it's December. You know, you're working on the radio, you're looking for angles, you're looking for stories. Fam, I don't think we even remember half the shit that happened in 2020.
Are you gonna give us like a countdown?
Bro, I'm not giving you a countdown, but remember in 2020, obviously we lost Kobe. Right?
Rest in peace, Mambo.
Hardest radio show ever, bruv.
The hardest radio show ever. We lost Pop Smoke. Trump got impeached. Wildfires in Australia.
LA.
The Pentagon and LA, the Pentagon announced that there is alien life. We had COVID-19.
Sexy.
Daniel Moy, the president, died.
Toro.
Ex-president.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Bruh, I don't like
Chadwick
yo,
Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman, fam. That's like 1/8 of the list. And I want to ask the question: is 2020 the most cursed year we've ever had in our lives, or is it that because of COVID we've had the time to realize all the shit that's going on around us?
Yes.
What?
And I say that from the word go. COVID just became the backdrop of everything that needed to be addressed.
You know what? I disagree.
What do you mean?
So
He didn't even finish and you disagreed.
Exactly.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him land. Let him
So,
land. Let him land.
Oh, okay,
Let me get the message home. So everything that happened after Corona hit, day after day, Corona kept being pushed to the background. This is happening today. No one's talking about Corona. No one's talking about Corona. No one's talking about Corona. So I feel like, in a twisted way, we kind of needed Corona to be in the picture, something to shake the whole world up and stop whatever you're doing, pay attention to this.
Relax.
It's been happening for the longest time ever, but y'all are too busy with life. Y'all are too busy with your careers.
Right.
You're too busy just doing your own thing. You're not even seeing, hey, things are not right, Maze. 10 years to come, things are not going to be working the way you feel like they're going to be working. You won't be as safe as you feel like you're being safe right now.
Right.
You're romanticizing the future right now.
You make a very valid point.
Thank you.
Why I disagree is this. And
After all that, man still disagree with.
no.
I respect it.
No. Because I've actually intentionally taken time over the last couple of weeks when I've not been on air to actually disconnect.
Right.
Us guys who live on social media, work in this field where you're expected to know everything.
Find
that's
stories,
going,
blah, blah.
What. You end up consuming more. Let me put it to you like this. There's a guy in Nakuru who all he has to do is wake up, go look for his bread, work, what, family, back. He doesn't consume as much as you do. Probably his biggest thing right now is COVID. It
Right.
affected him for
Okay.
sure.
Right.
But Kobe dying,
Didn't affect him.
all of these other things. So it all boils down to your worldview, what you're exposed to.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I see that.
Because now, honestly, like at times, if you ask me what was on the news last night, I don't know. Because I didn't watch it.
I see that, Calvin, and there's a very thin line between worldview and accepting and admitting that this is actually going on. The guy in Turkana, might not be affected by Kobe's death. Corona might have affected him. That doesn't mean that we didn't lose Kobe, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not down.
I get you. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I'm not
I also-
downplaying the fact, but it's just, we've had this conversation before on the podcast. Bro, we consume so much. Like, it can literally get so tiring.
Fatigue.
Yeah. Then you just disconnect and you're like, bruh, it's actually things are way lighter.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wanted to just throw that out there before we ended. But there's two more things I want to throw out before we end. One's real quick. I've changed my mind about the vaccine.
Oh, you gonna get it?
I want it.
Because you want to travel.
No, it's not even a travel thing. I thought about it, and I said to myself, well, you know what? All I got to do, is just make sure that when I go for the vaccine, there's a white person in front of me and a white person behind me. So we all get the same dose. Like, you know when the doctor like pulls them, like, no, give me the dose you got for that person. I've just thought about it. Not the first batch, but batch 3, 4, or 5. If I travel in the UK, I'm taking that shit. I'm tired. I am tired of restrictions on travel. That's the first thing.
Does that make you racist, though?
What? Let the white people take it first?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes. Let them take it first. I'm not racist. Well, I actually probably it might be. But let them take it first and all good. Now, wrapping up, finally. If you were a superhero, what superhero would you be and why? Completely random. For me, let me go first. Iron Man.
Just got the toys, right?
All those gadgets, fam.
Pause.
The toys and the sarcastic sense of
the
humor.
sarcasm.
The sarcasm.
Yeah.
That's me all over. Me an Iron Man, without a doubt.
What about you, Calvin?
Batman.
Oh, man.
Why Batman?
You always say that. I've
I
asked you
love
before.
Batman.
I'd be
Fam,
inclined.
listen, my thing about
Fam.
why Batman, I've always said it to you guys. I want to live out where no one cares where I'm at.
Batman has
Have you
no
seen that
powers.
Big ass, bruh.
Then leave as Iron Man, to be honest. But yeah.
I'd be
But
Captain
that big
America,
ass
bro.
castle.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Why?
That's the only other superhero who can hold Thor's hammer. Pause.
Pause.
That's how powerful he is, bro.
Wow.
This has been the mics are open. I don't think we
You've
need
been
to go
hanging
any
out with Kerry and them
further
way too long.
than that. But I want to hear from you guys,
Pause.
man. Hit us up in the comments, man.
That was
Who would be
It's okay, G.
if you could be any superhero? Which superhero would you want to be? Want to hear from you in the comments, man. Have yourself a great week. We're back on Monday, man. Peace. My name's G Money.
And the young,
Big C.
it's very important to have a shield and a hammer. Just know that.
Okay. Sour.